What's up, world? It's your boy Jet Lee. It's Load Living Out a Dream. And you are now tuned in to the Load Up Podcast. And I'm so excited to be shooting this podcast today, man. It's been a long time coming. Load Living Out a Dream. If you do not know, Load means living out a dream. We've been doing this for some time now. And what we do is just encourage people to find their purpose, their passion, and they live that. God did not put you here just to work and pay bills. He put you here to be creative. He put a gift inside of you. He put a purpose inside of you. But it's up to you to find that and live that every single day. So with the Load Up Podcast, what am I going to get, Jet? So with the Load Up Podcast, you're going to get information, you're going to get knowledge, you're going to get wisdom, you're going to get faith, you're going to get guide, you're going to get business information, real estate, stocks, everything that you need to know to load up and live your dream. That's what you're going to get from this podcast. So I love if you like and subscribe to this podcast on YouTube and just follow the journey, man. We're here to produce and to be creative and to live our dreams. So, where have you been, Jeff? I know I've been off the scene. I've been missing for a while. It was for a purpose. I am now a professional firefighter. That's right. So I've been off the scene, but now it's time to get back focused. It's time to get back out here. It's time to continue to encourage people to live their dreams. That was a dream of mine, to become a professional firefighter, and I did that. So now it's time to get back out here, encourage you guys to live your dreams, follow your dream, because it's possible. Never let somebody tell you that it's not possible to live your dream. So today is a great day, man. Today is going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of information. We're going to have a lot of gems that you can take away from this podcast and apply it to your life. So today, I have none other than my co-host, my wife. She don't know she the co-host of this podcast yet, but she signed up to it because when she signed up to be my wife, she signed up to be whatever I needed her to be. Right. So she's here today with me, and if I don't have a guest, she may be here with us when we have a guest, but she's going to be here most of the time, and we're going to do this thing together, Load Up Podcast. My co-host, my wife, my best friend, my everything, Courtney B. What's up?
Hey, y'all. Hey, friends. Anybody that's listening from our Fit family.
Plug it in.
What's up? And also, I'm happy to be here with the Dreamers, in the home of the Dreamers.
Home of the Dreamers.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I did not know that I was going to be your co-host. You kind of just threw me in there. But anything to help people be all that God has called them to be, I am for it. So, yeah.
Thank you. So make sure you plug everything you do, your businesses and your brand. Plug that in real quick before we get started.
Well, for anyone that doesn't know, I am Courtney B, owner and founder of I Am Fit, Faith and Training, where we push women to get active in their faith, and we promote just holistic health, whether it's physical, mental, financially, spiritually, just to know that anything that happens in life is a training ground. Anything that happens to you, it's not to throw you off your path. It's for you to know that this is a chance for your faith to grow, for you to gain endurance, and know that this is a training ground. Your faith is training, so the next time you go through that again, then you know how to get through it. So that's really what I'm here for. I've always just love inspiring, empowering women, but I'm here just to push them to be all that God has called them to do. So I do own, again, I Am Fit, Faith and Training. You can find us on Instagram at IAM_Faith and Training. Make sure you get all of your loungewear, your activewear. We just introduced accessories line. So
cool.
Yeah, we're excited. We're working on some new businesses as well. So I'm kind of stepping over into this serial entrepreneur status. It's a little scary, it's new, so, but I'm enjoying it. I'm acting, I'm transitioning from modeling to acting, so I'm super excited about that.
Okay.
What don't I do? It's a lot, you know. But hey, look, I tell people I am multi-talented, so
Right.
I'm not letting anyone put me in a box and tell me you only can do this thing, or you know, you need to focus on this one thing. Like, no, I am multi-talented. When I get this under my belt and I've mastered this, and I can move on. So hey, I'm Courtney B. The B stand for bands or brands, whichever one you want to call it. You know, hey, I help you brand your business.
Okay.
Help you create your brand. So we're getting ready to start the branding court. So haven't talked about that a lot
No,
yet.
you
So you
haven't.
get that right here in the home of the dreamers. Listen, we're not just telling you to live out your dreams. We are actually living them or trying to live them and putting the steps forward to live our dreams. So
Right.
that's how we're here today.
Well, I thank you, Vay, for being on this Load Up podcast.
Thank
I'm
you
pretty
for
sure we're
having
going to
me.
have a lot of great episodes. I'm so excited.
I am honored that you chose me to be your co-host, you know.
yeah.
So hey, we're here now.
Oh, yeah. So, focus. We're going to talk about the topic of focus. And there's so many different ways and different things that we can go with the word focus. To me, I believe that focus is a top ingredient to really living your dreams and achieving success. Without focus, you don't get very far without focus, you know. So you don't get a good shot without focus. You know, your camera's got to be focused.
That's right.
Your lens got to be focused.
That's right.
A lot of stuff has to be in focus for you to live your dreams and be successful. So I'll start off with a great question. Who inspires you to be focused? Like, who do you look at and be like, man, they're focused, and I want to achieve that level of focus?
That's a good question. I think, okay, let me just say, so we can't really say this person is focused just because they have stuff.
Focus. Okay.
Just because you're living your dreams doesn't mean you're focused.
Okay.
And I say that because when you're in purpose, whether you want it, okay, let's see how I want to say this.
Take your time.
Let's see how I want to say it. Gather my thoughts, because he didn't tell me none of these questions, y'all. So he asked me on the spot, but let me gather my thoughts. Okay, so just say, for instance, you know, God has called you to do something, and you don't want to do it. You're running from it. But he's going to make it where you're going to do it whether you want to do it or not. Whether you run from it, whether you run from it 5-10 years, in the end, you're going to do it. So you weren't necessarily focused on what it was that he called you to do, but because you have to be what he has called you to be, is destined to find you, you know?
Right.
So I can't say that I look at someone and say, oh, they're focused. I wanna have that amount of focus. It's not that, but I will say, when it comes to people that inspire me, what draws me to them is the way that they prioritize what they want to do in their lives.
Okay.
So, and I guess it kind of does go back to focus, because when you make something a priority, you are kind of
making
that the focus in your life. And I love definitions. So I was looking at the definition of focus.
Right.
The center of interest or activity, the state of quality of having or producing clear visual definition. So when I look at people or someone that inspires me, I look at how they prioritize or balance or try to balance what they have going on in their lives, whether they're a wife, whether they're a husband, whether they're a business owner, whether they're a worship leader, whether they're just a woman that just got it going on. You know, it's not necessarily that I'm looking at them like, oh, she focused. I'm looking at her because of the way that she prioritized what she wants to do in her life. When she's a woman of God, when she's making sure that she's living to a standard of being her, authenticity, you know, when she's being who she's called to be, those are the things that inspire me. And I think
you got to name drop. You
listen
to a lot of women.
I
can't
do.
Name drop one that's just like, you know what?
I do. I
focus.
Listen to women on bigger scales. I listen to women on smaller scales. Podcasts I'm listening to now. I love Ronnie Brown. I was listening to Girl CEO. I listen to Donnie Wiggins. Here, friends and family that I have here, I love me some D. Reed.
Okay.
just making sure that you're getting around people that not necessarily you feel that they're focused, but you can look at them and tell that they're prioritizing something in their lives that's producing their dreams, that's producing what it is that they want to do in life and what God has called them to do.
Yep. So I believe we both know a very focused person.
Okay.
Pastor Mike.
Okay.
Pastor Mike.
Absolutely.
He's focused. He has a laser focus. I like David Goggins. It's actually I'm reading his book now. He had a lot of focus to go and where he was to where he is now. It takes a lot of focus. You're focused.
Yeah.
I've been watching you. We live together, but I've been seeing you doing your thing and, not working, quitting your job, and now you're running your businesses, and I see that your level of focus has increased. So I look at you. I look at me, J. Cole, Starlito. I like them.
How you gonna throw yourself in there and just say me, J. Cole? Like
no, I did say me. I didn't try to.
It sound like you said me, J. Cole, but I mean you are
me.
You had to be for sure to cross this milestone.
But yeah, it take focus, and those are kind of some of the people that I look at, and I'm like, man, they're focused, and I want to be focused like that. Like just by, like you said, you can kind of tell by the work that somebody produces, and you're like, man, they locked in with their gifts. All right, so for me, like going through the whole process of becoming a firefighter, like I really had to go to like next level focus because you were there during the whole journey, and multiple tests every single day, different type of training scenarios you had to go through, different things that I've never experienced before. I had to be focused, so I was on a routine. So I believe that a routine brings focus. So if you're on a routine and you're getting up at a certain time every day and you're doing certain things every single day, and that's your routine, then that's a great way to stay focused. Because I know you said you wanted to start a routine. Your routine was to work out 3 days a week. And so that's what you want to do. So my focus goes towards working out 3 days a week. So I believe that a routine is key to staying focused. I believe that habits can deter you from not being focused anymore, and distractions. So were there some habits that you had to break and stop in order to keep the focus going in your life?
Yeah, so when you were talking about patterns, the brain works off of patterns. Yeah. When we go somewhere, go to a person's home for the first time, basically, you remember how to get there because you're able to follow the pattern of how to get to their house, directions, but of how to get to their house. Your day goes better when you have a morning routine, which is a pattern that you do every morning.
Right.
So, I do believe that sticking to a certain habit of this is how I start my morning, this is how I start my day, and that sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Facts.
So what you do in the morning, the way that you start your day is the way
you start your morning?
The way you start your day is the way that you're gonna, I'll say, end your day. And follow me here. What I'm saying is, if you start your day on schedule, on balance, if you start your day with your parent, taking your time, making sure that you're going through your checklist, whatever, then your day is going to go smooth.
Not 8 times.
8 times out of 10. I'll say that, 8 times out of 10. But if you start your day and you wake up late, if you start your day and some people love coffee, you forget your morning coffee.
Man, I'm that person.
You lock your keys in the car, you can't find your keys. When you're kind of knocked off of your parent, knocked off of focus, your day is out of whack. Your day is not going to go exactly how you plan. So I think for me, it was getting to a place of understanding that I needed a morning routine. And knowing that if I start my day sluggish, my day gonna go sluggish. If I start my day pumped and I'm ready, I get up, I work out, have my water, then pretty much I'm gonna have a really good day. I'm gonna be determined to knock out my task. But if I start sluggish, if I start and I stay in the bed till 11, 12 o'clock, strolling, whatever, then my day, I'm gonna be up to 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Because I still have to get everything done. But I think it's a point of when you think of your habits, when you think of things that you want to, is patternize a word? You want to patternize? I think patternize the word. It's gonna be today.
It's gonna be today.
It's gonna be today. when you patternize your day or you patternize your habits, then that gets you from creating bad habits. Because if you get to a point where every day I'm waking up sluggish, is that a word? No.
We checking.
Rex said it ain't no word.
We checking.
If you get to a point, where you're not setting these good patterns, you're not setting these good habits, then the bad habits will take over.
Right.
And then you'll get to a point where you can do it when you want to, or you can make it happen when you want to. And that slowly just chips away at your ability to get it done.
Right.
That chips at your ability to stay focused. If you just want the bad habits. So I think for me, it's understanding the way that you start your day is the way that you're going to end your day.
That's
good. A lot of the time.
Time.
Of course, we don't always have control. It's good. It's a word. Okay.
We got the clear. It is a word.
All right. So of course we don't know how our day is gonna go. We can schedule the day. We can make the plans, but of course, throughout the day we don't know what happens.
Right.
But I do believe if you do your part, and you do your part with setting your morning straight, and you do what you can to make sure that you've done what you can, I think that that starts with good habit forming.
So
habitual.
You said that the way you start your day is kind of determines how you end your day, right?
And that's habit forming.
Habit forming. So we know throughout life that morning and that night, a lot of stuff happened in between. So we have to say, all right, so we got everything planned out. I'm going to do A through Z. But sometimes it don't go like that.
Some come knock you off your focus. You're right.
Sometimes some come knock you off your focus.
That's right.
I mean, it never, ever fails.
Right.
Like, it never fails. You'll have your good days where, you know what, today everything went to plan, according to plan. But today, this day has just been, not for me, I'm just saying for it, but this day is, dang, everything. If it's not one thing, it's another thing.
Don't say that. Look, power lies in your tongue.
But I'm saying that's what people may say.
Right, but so I'm telling your listeners.
These your listeners too.
Our listeners.
Okay.
You're right. I forgot y'all. I was the co-host now. You're right. You're right. You have to get to a point where you have to watch what comes out of your mouth, because it's like
Correct.
The moment that you say,
if it's not one,
if it ain't one thing, it's another one.
Or could this day get any worse?
Or what's the worst that could happen? The worst gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. So I was saying that to say, well, when the worst happens, we have to find a way to refocus and continue with our day. So I know, just say, I'm just trying to think of an example, and an example for me would be while I was in academy, a recruit school. Just say that day I had a test that morning, and I failed that test that morning, but I still had a full day ahead of us. So I knew, like, okay, just because I failed this morning, or I just failed this test, cannot dictate the rest of my day. You know what I mean? So I feel like we have to say that, and like you say, there's power in the tongue. So we have to speak that, okay, this is not going to dictate the rest of my day. I'm still going to, still got class, we still got PT, we still got drill field, we still got all these different things that we're going to have to do. So just because you failed, or just because something came up and it knocks you off your focus, you have to have enough willpower to say, this is not going to dictate the rest of my day. Have you ever met somebody that when they messed up or the day was just ruined, like it just ruined their whole day. Like, have you ever been with somebody like that?
Today. Talking to yourself, sir.
Whenever this may air, it's going to be on that day. But yeah, so I mean, so even for me, I got off this morning and a lot going on at work, but I still went to church. We still went to church. We still came here handling the podcast, and we still got other things to do. But I had to think about, okay, I gave my word that I had a plan, and this is what we're going to do. No matter how I feel, no matter what comes up, I still have to execute right. I still have to be your husband. I still have to be Jet and come in here and shoot the podcast. Like, so, listeners, if dreamers, if you're going throughout your day and something comes up, flat tire, car wreck, things just not going the way you want it to go, you have to speak it and say, hey, this is not going to dictate the rest of my day. I'm still going to have a great day. I'm still going to go get my coffee. I'm still going to laugh and smile and have a great life, because have you ever heard the quote, one bad moment does not mean you have a bad life? You know what I mean? So just that one bad moment, it don't mean you have a bad life. It just means that you just had a bad moment. So
and I want to cut you off, but I do want to kind of piggyback off of that, because I think a lot of times, and I think we talked about this on Friday, we don't celebrate our small wins enough. So, I mean, we're going to have bad days. I mean, that's inevitable.
Right.
Things are going to happen.
Right.
However, we have to get to a point where we think about what we have already done. So when you were in school and you may not have passed the test or made the grade that you wanted to make, but the test before that, you know, you aced it.
Right.
So we have to remember, okay, well, I know I didn't pass this one. I passed the first one. I passed the last one, and I get a chance to do it again. This isn't the last. This isn't final. And I was watching Fatherhood last night, and the grandma said something that, and I tell you all the time, watch stuff that make you kind of think, that makes you, like, ways to get creative or things that inspire you. But I was watching Fatherhood last night, and the grandma said something. He had a good day. Like, he was so scared that he wasn't going to be able to take care of the daughter like he could, because the mother died or whatever. And he was just so nervous because she was always on his back, and he just didn't think he could do it. He couldn't believe he could do it. No one was there to tell him, you got this. His mom, you know, she was there, but it wasn't someone that was like literally uplifting him, letting him know that he could. So anyway, he went to take her to like her checkup, and the doctor told him that he did exceptionally well. Like she was like in the good, what is the weight percentage or whatever babies be in. We ain't had kids yet, so we don't really know what they said that checkup. But the point is, when he got there, she told him he was doing very well. So the mother, the grandma, which is the wife's mother, because, you know, the wife died. You didn't watch it, but follow me, y'all. She told him, it's really good, though, but it blessed me because she told him, you know, you're doing a really good job. Put that in your chest for next time when, you know, you need a pick-me-up. Basically, that's what she told him.
You got to remember the good times.
Right, because it's going to be a day that you're going to mess up. It's going to be a day where you don't do, you know, what you wanted to do, or it doesn't go the way that you thought it was going to go, but you go back to that time when you did do something really, really good and how that made you feel and how you did do well.
Right.
You know, you have to go back to that, and that's why I say, celebrate small wins. Celebrate what you've done before, and that should instantly click something. Oh, I've done that before. That's why when we teach with I Am Fit, you know, it's life is a training ground. It's training you for your next faith move. It's training you for your next faith jump. It's giving you more endurance. It's giving you more faith. It's giving you more perseverance, passion, you know, that you're going to need the next time you're tested, the next time you're training. So I would definitely say that is something I would definitely even if you just write it down. I remember a friend of mine years ago gave me a jar with some sticky notes in it. And she gave it to me for me to write my I ams on. But you can do it, or the listeners, you can get a jar and just put some sticky notes in there. And when you do something well that you're proud of, put it in there and save it. So when you're having a bad day and you feel like you're not doing anything right, you can go in there and pull it out. Oh, I did this. This happened. You know, and I think that builds focus, because we're talking about focus. That builds the focus around. It gives you the endurance to stay focused on what you can do because you've done it before.
That's good. So focus. We're talking about focus, man. I believe focus is powerful. Like when you're focused, you can get anything accomplished. Like the level of your focus determines the level of your outcome. Like if you're not all the way locked in, all the way focused on that goal, then you may not reach the goal. You may miss some steps or some things on the journey because you were not like all the way locked in. You were not all the way focused. I can just remember like being focused, starting low, like how focused I was. Like I was so focused. Like I'm starting this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get up on the stage, and I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna get these T-shirts and I'm gonna sell them.
Yeah.
Like focus. And I could just think about how like when I was real focused, like on the goal, I was getting it done. Like it didn't matter what came up, just because I was so locked in on the target that nothing could stop me.
Yeah.
And I believe when somebody is that focused, like nothing can stop you. Like you can accomplish anything, but you may have to like raise your level of focus. You may be at a 50%.
Yeah.
We need you to be at 60. Every day, let's strive to be a little bit more focused.
Yeah.
You know, and I could just countless of times where I was so focused. Like even in recruit school, I was so focused. You were there like coming home, locked in every single day, and I was just focused. Like that's all I was doing. It's like you have to eat, live, breathe that goal so that you can reach it.
Yeah.
And I believe some people, they're not that focused, so we only get so much because we didn't follow through with our focus.
Yeah, and everyone has focus, some
Somewhat,
level.
right.
Like everyone has focus. The thing is, where is your focus? What are you focusing on?
Where's your focus?
We all have focus. We all have focus.
We do.
And I think it was Pastor Hollis that said, you don't lose focus, you misplace it. So basically, this wasn't me. This is Pastor Hollis. He said, look, I want to make sure I give him his credit. But you don't lose focus, you misplace it. So that means that everyone has focus. It's what are you focusing on? So, you know, you should be focusing on your business. You didn't lose focus on the business. You didn't lose focus on the dream. You just misplaced it on going out. Or just, you misplaced it on distractions or on going out when you should be building a brand. Yep. Or developing bad habits, or you know, you took it off of what should have been your focus at the moment. So anyone that's listening, I want to tell you, you know, just take an inventory of your focus. What all are you focusing on right now? Because if everything is important, nothing is important. So you have to figure out exactly what it is that you're focusing on right now. What is priority? As I talked about in the beginning, what are you prioritizing? Granted, you won't be able to. I hear Sarah Jakes Roberts say all the time, you know, she doesn't believe that it's a thing called balance. What she does is at that moment what takes priority in her life. Because if you think about it, if you got 99 things going on, a lot of women, a lot of women wear a lot of hats. Right. And I just love women. I am an advocate for women, black women especially. But you know, we wear a lot of hats, and a lot of times we're so hard on ourselves because we feel that, oh, if that feels short, I wasn't focused right, or I wasn't focused on that at this time, or you know, I didn't give that enough attention. What we have to do is make sure that we're defining balance what balance means to us. We're defining what balance looks like to us. For Sarah Jakes Roberts, balance doesn't look like anything to her because she don't believe that there is balance. But I think for me, when it comes to me and balance and focus, I think I try to, I love to write. You bought me a planner, being able to get things. And I guess that's a sense of prioritizing as well, because I'm making sure that I'm knocking off what I need to get done. But, I think it's really just a matter of what has your focus in this moment. And is it, pushing you to your dream or pulling you away from your dream?
So it is a thing of stretching your focus too thin. You can't be focused on 10 things. Let's pick 3 things, and let's just focus on working out, eating right, and going to sleep.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on doing those things first.
And when you check those off, you add some more.
And then we can add some more. You building that focus muscle. Like, okay, I know I can work out. I know I work out. I know I eat right. I know I go to sleep right. But let's add on 3 more things that I can do so you won't spread yourself so thin on your focus. So you said another thing, misplaced focus, and that can also be distractions. For me, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of people on the earth, distractions play a heavy part in, losing focus. Like, distractions are the devil. They're the devil. Because you can be, once you get distracted, sometimes it's just gone. You just it's gone.
What series was that PMJ talked about that?
We had to.
You remember? We're going to put it at the bottom. By the time y'all listen to this, we'll be able to kind of put it as a lower third so y'all can go watch it. But I remember he talked about that because he talked about healthy distractions as well.
Distractions kills dreams, or distractions kills vision. Distractions kill focus. Like, once you're distracted, and you can be distracted, social media, kids, wife, but you say all the time when you're here, I may not get no work done because I want to talk to you. I want to be with you.
That's true, though.
Okay,
that's a healthy distraction.
Healthy distraction.
But you're still a distraction.
But I'm still a distraction.
When I got work to do.
So it's like you have to make sure that you're being aware of distractions that come up throughout the day. So I know many times you can just kind of catch yourself on your phone scrolling. You like, oh, damn. Hour then went by. You know what I mean? And it's like, or you online shopping and you done spent money that's a distraction.
I sent you some shoes and I know you saw them.
I ain't seen them. I did see them.
I know.
Black shoes.
The black boots.
I scroll right by.
We're going to talk about it. Make sure when y'all watch this, y'all come in and ask them, did you get Court them boots?
That was like distractions, man. It's heavy, man, and you have to make sure you managing your distractions.
That's right.
Like, don't get distracted every day. Like, then you don't have enough willpower to ignore distraction. It's like you have to make sure that you're staying focused. Because you have a goal. You got to live your dream. You got to build this business. You got to produce this product so that you can build wealth for your family.
Yeah.
And this is what the podcast is all about. It's about giving you the tools to load up and live your dreams with information, with knowledge, with wisdom, with faith. We believe in God on this podcast. So, Jesus. Let's get it clear.
Right.
But we want to give you all that information so that you can load up and live your dreams. Because at the end of the day, I want this podcast to encourage someone, inspire someone, motivate someone, push someone to live their dreams and load up.
Okay, so let me ask you, for someone who may be listening that may have misplaced their focus, because we're not going to say you lost focus. You misplaced it because you're focusing on something. Put it in the wrong place.
Or you put them keys at.
Right.
Misplaced them keys.
Right. You focus on something. You just ain't focused on what you need to be focusing to push you to your dream. But, and we've all been there. But what would you tell, or what is a tip or a step? A step that you would give someone who has misplaced their focus and needs to get back on track?
Misplaced focus. First step.
I only asked for one, not first. I only asked for one.
So anytime you misplace something, to me, I believe that you have a desire and you have an urgency to find that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Especially
if you
when you're trying to run out
misplace
the house with
something,
them keys.
yeah, your keys,
Mad.
whatever it is, for you, makeup or women jewelry, or for men, your wallet,
Couldn't find my earrings yesterday.
couldn't find her earrings. For me, it may be, a wallet or something.
Your ring.
Marry me and your ring.
That he lost.
So you have a desire to want to find that thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you have an urgency because you want to find it quick as possible.
That's
You
right.
tearing up you tearing up the whole place to get this thing. So you have to first. I feel like you have to have a desire to want to get focused again. Then you have to move with a sense of urgency to regain your focus again. Because the longer that you're out of focus, your picture is still going to be blurred. So we're never going to get the right shot. If our cameraman came in and he didn't focus that camera and that shot blurry, then we're just unfocused. It don't matter what we said or how good the podcast was. The listeners can't, once we put it on YouTube, they can't see it because we're out of focus. So you have to have that urgency and that desire. So we always have a desire when we lose something to find it. So you have to have that desire to want to find your focus again, and you want to make sure that you have that urgency to find it again, because a desire for me is a burning flame inside of you that's like, I want to have this. Like I need this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find it. And boom, all right. So you have a desire to get your focus back. Now you have to move with a sense of urgency. We can't procrastinate. We can't move slowly. We have to move with a sense of urgency to say, all right, I have to realign my focus, because the longer I stay out of focus, I'm missing money, I'm missing opportunities, I'm missing shows, I'm missing all these things that I could be doing, but I'm out of focus. So you have to move with that urgency to find your focus again. And then once you find it, just write it down and make like a declaration to yourself that whatever it takes, you're going to remain focused. You're not going to misplace your focus again.
Okay, so go ahead and give us some 2 steps again.
3 steps.
Oh, see? He can't look. Yeah.
3 steps. You have to have the desire, move with a sense of urgency, and what's the last one? Affirmations. Thank you, co-host. So those 3 things.
Yeah, so I like that you
got?
said desire. You said something there. A desire is a burning flame, in your words, burning on the inside of you. Basically, like, I got to get this done. I have to get this done. If this doesn't happen, then, like,
I don't live my dreams.
It's either this or nothing. All or nothing.
Yep.
But the problem is, too many of us want plan B, C, D through Z. That's the problem.
Okay.
So many of us want options. I think PMJ said some years ago, the devil gives options. God gives a command.
Say it again.
The devil gives options. God gives commands. So when you get to the point where, and I have a faith-based company, so I'm always kind of going back to, the Word of God. But I feel that, God commands us, telling us what He wants us to do, because we are to follow His will and be in His will, which is good and pleasing and perfect. But what happens is we take a command and want to go ask questions. Well, maybe I can do this, but what if I do it this way instead of exactly how He said to do it? And I think a lot of times that happens with our dreams, because we know what we're called to do. We know purpose. We know a lot of times we know kind of what we're called to do. A lot of times. And we don't necessarily look at it as purpose, because we feel that our purpose is about making money and about it's monetary and it's businesses. That's not necessarily your purpose. Your purpose is what you do for other people that helps them do that for someone else. So for me, my purpose is to empower women to be all that all that God has called them to be, so that they can return, go to the next woman that's going to go through the same thing that they went through and empower that woman as well. And then that woman is going to turn around and bless the next woman. You know, basically each one teach one.
Right.
Pretty much. But that's purpose. That has nothing to do with my first year is what I started. I am mentoring ministry 2016.
Okay.
We weren't getting paid for that.
Nope.
I was doing it because I know that's what God called me to do, and that was a part of my purpose. That was, now granted, He's given me gifts, abilities, knowledge, wisdom in different areas, but that has nothing to do with my purpose, what I'm called to do by God. And I think a lot of times that wasn't an option. That wasn't an option for me. I can't turn that off. If I see that a woman is going through something or young girls are going through something, I instantly feel like I'm drawn to that. Like I have to encourage you, empower you, speak life into you. That wasn't an option. I didn't have that option. That was a command by God. God gave me that in a dream. I am mentoring ministry in a dream. Yeah. I already do. Yeah. And I think a lot of times we want the options. So we want to feel like, well, if this don't work, we're gonna work on B. Yep. If this don't work, then we got backup plans. Yeah. Like, no. Yeah. Like sometimes you don't need a backup plan. Sometimes you got to be so laser focused on what God called you to do. When you get to that point where like I tell God all the time, like, Lord, if this right here don't work, I don't know what we're going to do. Yep. I don't have a backup.
Don't have a backup.
Like at this point, if you don't do it, it won't get done. And I think when we get to that point with a lot of our dreams or with a lot of the things that God's called us to do or a lot of things that we desire to do, a lot of our desires, I think that will get us focused. That will make us focus on that thing that produces so much other things, whether it's generational wealth, whether it's, new businesses, whether it's, things, birthing something in other people. Just, it's so much can come through our birth canal when we get focused on the one thing, the desire that produces other things. Like with me, when it came to I Am Mentoring Ministry, I Am Fit came from that because it's under that umbrella. It's the same. It's still empowering women to be all that God has called them to be, to walk in God's promises. With acting, modeling and acting go directly together. That is all under the I Am Courtney B brand. When it comes to brands, I'm already doing that. I'm building brands. People are calling me, asking, what you think about this? I'm literally helping people, telling people on what to do with this or how you could do with this or here's an idea for this. Like the gifts and abilities that are already in me, they're birthing other things. But my first desire was to be who God called me to be.
Right. That follow that command.
That command, not option.
Right.
I could have said, well, Lord, I know you called me, but I can do women and men.
Right.
That ain't what he didn't call me to y'all.
Right.
Even though some might listen to me, but that's not who he called me to. So I didn't follow the option. I followed the command, and that birthed other things.
We coming to a stopping point.
So we can talk all day.
But that's good though because that's how I got low. It was a command, and I heard it clear as day from God. It was like, this is what you need to be doing, encouraging people to live their dreams. Because I put a dream in all of my children.
Yes, absolutely.
But it may take other people to bring that dream out. So I feel like he called me to do that.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Focus. So we want to just encourage y'all this week, man, to be focused. If you need to refocus. But don't get knocked off focus. So it's been good.
And even if you do get knocked off, have the desire. The want. The urgency. The urgency to get back on. Because just because you lose focus, it's not over.
It's not over.
It's not over. You still can get back focused. You just have to find where you misplaced it and place it back where it go.
Place it back where it go. Focus. So we thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share with a friend. Share with another friend so they can share with a friend. Yeah. And I hope this podcast will be a blessing to everybody that listens.
Yeah.
We have so much more in store, man, and this is only the beginning. I'm so excited. We got t-shirts coming. I'm rocking one right now. My wife, she's rocking one of her t-shirts as well. Little guy and trap music. She got a little ratchet in her, but she love God.
A little bit of both. It's balanced.
It's balanced.
We were just talking about that, right? It's a little balance.
But until next time, the home of the dreamers.
Yeah.
We out.